Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaur Bhakta Vrinda.
Shri Advaita Chandra Jai. We're reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila chapter 6. The glories of Advaita Acharya. Little presentation at the beginning of the chapter. The truth of Advaita Acharya has been described in two different verses. It is said that material nature has two features, namely the material cause and the efficient cause. The efficient causal activities are caused by Mahavishnu, and the material causal activities are caused by another form of Mahavishnu, known as Advaita. That Advaita, the superintendent of the cosmic manifestation, has descended in the form of Advaita to associate with Lord Chaitanya. When he is addressed as the servitor of Lord Chaitanya, his glories are magnified, because unless one is invigorated by this mentality of servitorship, one cannot understand the melody ride from devotional service to the Supreme Lord, Krishna. Verse 1. Vande tam Srimad Advaita Charyam Adbhuta Chestitam.
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 Yasya prasada dagyopi tat svarupam nirupayet.
Yasya prasada Dagyopi Tatsarupam Nirupayet.
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 Nirupayet. C'est qui a écrit ça, bon. C'est bon. Vande tam Srimad Advaita Charyam Adbhuta Chestitam.
Vande tam Srimad Advaita Charyam Adbhuta Chestitam.
Yasya prasada dagyopi tat svarupam nirupayet.
Yasya prasada Dagyopi Tatsarupam Nirupayet.
Vande tam Srimad Advaita Charyam Adbhuta Chestitam.
Vande tam Srimad Advaita Charyam Adbhuta Chestitam.
Yasya prasada dagyopi tat svarupam nirupayet.
Yasya prasada Dagyopi Tatsarupam Nirupayet.
Vande tam Srimad Advaita Acharya Adbhuta Chestitam.
Vande tam Srimad Advaita Acharya Adbhuta Chestitam.
Yasya prasada Agyopi Tat Sarupam Nirupaya.
Yasya prasada Dagyopi Tatsarupam Nirupayet. Vande tam Srimad Advaita Acharyam Adbhuta Chestitam.
Vande tam Srimad Advaita Charyam Adbhuta Chestitam.
Yasya prasada Dagyopi Tat Svarupam Nirupayet.
Yasya prasada dagyopi tat svarupam nirupayet.
Vande tam Srimad Advaita Acharya Adbhuta Chestitam.
Vande tam Srimad Advaita Charyam Adbhuta Chestitam.
Yasya prasada Dagyopi Tat Svarupam
Nirupayet.
Please.
Vanditam Shrimad Advaita Acharyam Advaita Cheshtitam
Vandedam Srimad Advaita Acharyam Advaita Cheshtitam.
Yasya Prasadat Agyopitat Swarupam Nirupayet
Yasya Prasadat Agyopitat Swarupam Nirupayet.
Vandetam Srimad Advaita Acharyam Advaita Cheshtitam
Vandedam Srimad Advaita Acharyam Advaita Cheshtitam.
Yasya Prasadat Agyopitat Swarupam Nirupayet
Yasya Prasadat Agyopitat Swarupam Nirupayet.
Vande.
Vande.
I offer my respectful obeisances.
I offer my respectful obeisances
Tam
unto
unto him,
him,
Srimat,
Srimad,
with all opulences,
with all opulences,
Advaita Acharyam,
Advaita Acharya,
Sri Advaita Acharya,
Sri Advaita Acharya,
Advaita Cheshtitam,
Advaita Cheshtitam,
whose activities are wonderful.
whose activities are wonderful.
Yasya,
Yasya,
of whom,
of whom,
Prasadat,
Prasada,
by the mercy,
by the mercy,
Agya Api,
Agyati,
even a foolish person,
even a foolish person,
Tatsvarupam,
Tatsvarupam,
his characteristics,
his characteristics,
Nirupayet,
Nirupayet,
may describe.
may describe.
Translation. I offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Advaita Acharya, whose activities are all wonderful. By his mercy, even a foolish person can describe his characteristics. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaurabhakta Vrinda. Glories to Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In 5 verses, I have described the principle of Lord Nityananda, then in the following 2 verses I will describe the glories of Sri Advaita Acharya. Mahavishnu Jagat Karta Mayayaya Srijatyada Tasyavatara Evayam Advaita Acharya Ishvara. Lord Advaita Acharya is the incarnation of Mahavishnu, whose main function is to create the cosmic world through the actions of Maya. Advaita Acharya is incarnation of Mahavishnu, whose main function is to create the cosmic world through the actions of Maya. So those who want to create something or build something, it's a good day, because Advaita Acharya is manifestation of the Lord who is creating, manifesting the whole structure of the universe. Advaitam Marinadvaitat Acharya Bhakti Samstanat Bhaktavatami Shantam Advaita Acharya Ashraye. Beautiful, huh, the Bengali. Because he is not different from Hari, the Supreme Lord, he is called Advaita. And because he propagates the cult of devotion, he is called Acharya. He is the Lord and the incarnation of the Lord's devotee. Therefore, I take shelter of him. So this chapter of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in this chapter, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is describing something about the glories of Sri Advaita Acharya. We are very blessed to have Acharyas who give us this descending knowledge of the personalities of the divine world. Otherwise, of course, how can we appreciate Advaita Acharya? What realization do we have of Mahavishnu or Sadashiva, Shiva? No, not much. But we have realization of the purity and potency of the parampara. And through that we get some direct, magical, direct experience of this transcendental world, transcendental personalities. Yeah, of course, we naturally describe and appreciate directly Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yes, of course, he is Krishna. He cannot be less or different from Krishna. Someone who comes to give directly pure love for God in his personal form of Sri Krishna in Vrindavan. This feeling, this relationship impregnated with those mellows of love, devotional service, this is totally new and unheard of in our world, even amongst those believers in some God, some divine reality. The Lord Chaitanya, yes, he came to give that, this both this revelation about who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, where does he live, what does he do, and what will we do when we join him again. And he also gave this very unknown and rare process of totally pure devotional service, serving Krishna in a totally unmotivated way, no desire, material or spiritual, karma, jnana. So this is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he gave this, and he asked Lord Nityananda to give this highest knowledge and highest process of pure devotional service even to the Mlechas and Yavanas and sinful people and wretched people and fallen and stupid and crazy. That he asked to Lord Nityananda. And Advaita Acharya is part of his pastime. The Panchatattva, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivas, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, all devotees. And yes, Sri Advaita Acharya is part of the Panchatattva, this extraordinary lila pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And not only Advaita Acharya, but Gadadhar and Srivas and all their associates, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. And not only them, but we have also an associate of Chaitanya Lila present, which is Srila Prabhupada. He fulfills a direct prediction, very personal prediction, desire of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to spread the chanting of the holy name of God, Acharya Krishna, all over the world. So Sri Prabhupada, yes, he is a part of Chaitanya Lila. He plays such a very unique role. Not only is he a great spiritual master, an Acharya, a founder of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, but he is in Shaktiavesh Avatar. He's part of Chaitanya Lila. And although he's, or not also, but while he's part of Chaitanya Lila, of this period, of this special, extraordinary pastime, he's also very close to us. He's also our guide, guru, shiksha guru to all of us, very present through his purports and through his life. We have, very close knowledge of his pastime. So that's a very nice history. We are part of it like that. And therefore we have some access to Advaita Acharya. Okay. Some pastimes of Sri Advaita Acharya. He's also known as Kamalaksha, lotus eye, Kamalaksha. That was the astrologer when he made his chart, maybe named Kamalaksha. And he was born transcendentally from Laba and Kudvira, his parents, Laba and Kudvira, in Lodha Dam, Bengal, not far from Nadia, Shantipur, like that. He was born and named Kamalaksha. One night, this dreaming is always part also of the revelation. God, when he touched this Lila, this divine personality. So one night, her mother, she had a dream. And she saw the Lord, she saw the Supreme Lord, Mahavishnu, and he was very beautiful, divine personality, very beautiful in his features, as we know, bluish and smile, and his eyes and peaceful countenance. He was extremely beautiful. He was chanting the holy name with tears and love and everything like that. And while he was thus appearing, Yamaraj, the son of Surya, appeared also in a dream. Yamaraj appeared and offered prayers to this Lord. And he said, "Oh my Lord, you are the Supreme, I am your servant, your characteristics are all wonderful, and your coming in this world is all auspicious. By your mercy, since whatever you do is auspicious for everybody, by your mercy in this age, dark age of Kali Yuga, so much suffering, so much sinful activities, all the sinners will be delivered by your mercy. And my duty is to punish the sinners, to reform them. Therefore, by your coming, my authority will be lost. No. All those who did, sinful activities, there will be no consequences. By your mercy, my authority will be lost. Please save me. And then this manifestation of the Lord told him, but you don't understand, dear Yamaraj, you don't understand that those who have a transcendental vision of the reality, they feel pain to see others suffering. They cannot tolerate, especially in this Kali Yuga, you see, of course, yes, so much suffering because of the sinful activities coming from illusion. so much conditioning, so much identifying with material life, sense gratification as a goal of life. And therefore, in Kali Yuga, yes, everybody is just diving into sense gratification and sinful activities. And therefore, there are unbearable sufferings. Unbearable, he said. So, I made a vow. I will come to relieve the suffering through the chanting of my holy name, the name of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ma mantra. I will come to relieve them from all these unbearable sufferings. And also, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, through this Ma mantra, they will be able to develop prema, love of Krishna, love of God. But this mercy will not reach, will not attain those who blaspheme, critics, insult the devotees and the atheists like that. So therefore you will have your authority on them. So that was the dream. Laba, the mother of Advaita Acharya. One evening, Laba was having her little son, Advaita, Kamalaksha, in her lap, as he said. This comes from the book from Sri Ishan Nagar, a disciple of Advaita Acharya, who wrote this Sri Advaita Prakash. So I'll just read a few, 2 or 3 little pastimes, and after reading, we'll keep reading Chaitanya Charitamrita also. Yes, so Laba was having a child in her lap, and she fell asleep, and she had a dream. Let me remember the dream. She saw this personality, specifically the Supreme Lord, as the source of Lord Shiva. We know that Advaita Acharya is a combined form of Hari Hara, Lord Mahavishnu, and Lord Shiva in his form as Sadashiva. So, you know, who is Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu? Mahavishnu is Krishna in his function of not playing the flute and playing with his friend and beloved and in little village. No, he's not in a little village, Mahavishnu. He's not. No, he has to go to somewhere in the corner of the Vaikuntha world. And he has to go there because some souls, they have this strange idea of living independently from their service, devotion, servitude to the Lord, their happy constitution like that. So he has to take care of them, of course. They cannot be out of him. We are all part, eternally, we are part and parcel of Krishna, of the Lord. That's really good. We cannot be separated. We can forget that and play as if, like that. But it's a sad play. Therefore the Lord is eternally concerned, and he takes care of us as Vishnu, creates a temporary world where we try to act like that separately, and he puts us there So Vishnu is the creator of this world in answer to our desire, and he is also the source of Lord Shiva, who is, let's say, like the father in one sense. He is the one who is, through the glance of Mahavishnu, is projecting those living entities in this world. So we heard about them. We are all familiar, not with Vishnu and Shiva, but we are familiar with the Father and the Creator in the sky. Oh my Lord, oh my, our Father who is in heaven. He is the Creator, that's Vishnu. Oh, our Father, oh, that's Shiva. I mean, little connection like that. So this understanding of God, of Krishna or Vishnu or Advaita Acharya as the creator and father of living entities in this world. Yes, Hari Hara. This is Advaita Acharya. This is really extraordinary. Not only we learn of the manifestation of the creator and father of this world and father of our Father here, but not only that, but this divine person, God, now is becoming the servant himself of his original nature of Krishna, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Is part of this extraordinary pastime. The God that we all knew in our childhood, we heard about, God, oh, now He's there and He is part of Chaitanya Lila. He is as a servant Himself. God becomes a servant of His supreme nature, which is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who comes to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wants to serve him because of his beauty, of his love, of his chanting the holy name while dancing and chanting, expressing his love for himself, for Krishna, taking the role of a devotee, because ultimately the Lord Krishna ultimately is under the control of his devotees, of the love of his devotees. That's the ultimate mystery of God. It is under the control of the love of his devotees, Srimati Radharani, and he comes himself like that, we know. We will know, because soon we will celebrate Lord Chaitanya also. And God, the Creator, the Father, He comes with him to serve this manifestation of Krishna, who is amazed by the love of his devotees. Yeah. So, yeah, she had Advaita like that, God, and she dreamt of his personality, the origin of Shiva, Father. And he was again very beautiful in her words, in the words of the devotees, of the Acharyas, a divine beauty. Some words are there, and we repeat those words: bluish complexion, and lotus eyes, and charming smile, and ornaments, mango, this and that, like that. That's what we heard as description, a divine description. And she offered prayer, Lava, to him, and she said in her prayer, "Oh, please give me the water that has washed your lotus feet." And the Lord answered her, "Oh, don't worry. Why do you ask that? You are my mother. I don't give my water. But if you like, I will give you the sacred water of all tirthas. Don't worry, you will see. So she awoke like that, and she remembers his dream. Wow, she had a child. And she told him, oh, I had a wonderful dream. He said, oh, what did you dream about? You know, no need to tell you, huh? Anyway, she told him, and he said, yes, yes, you don't have to have this water on my feet, you are my mother, and I will give you the water of all the tirthas. He said, can you do that? It's not strange words, strange idea. Yes, yes, you will see. I will call the water, the tirthas, on this mountain. There was a mountain there. On this mountain, and you will be able to bathe with those waters and drink these waters. He said, I know that. You will see, you will see. I will bring you there, we will see. And in the evening, during this Yoga Nidra, divine sleep, Advaita Acharya, the child, he called all his servants, the tirthas. And then they came. The Ganga Devi came. Oh yes, my lord, what do you want? Please come on this mountain. Oh, and Jamuna came, and all the different rivers, and all came. And in the morning, Kamalaksha told her mother, please come with me. Let's go to this mountain. And she followed him. And there he said, now you're going to see something wonderful, a miracle. And he took a gong, you know, like Sundagopa, big gong, you know, or like he took gong, and he starts bing, 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 and chanting very loudly the name of Krishna, the name of God, the holy name, bing, and then from the top of the mountain, waterfalls start to flow, you know, on different sides of the mountain. One was dark water that was from the Jamuna, and another one was very crystalline, like quartz water, white from the Ganges, and other colors from different holy rivers. That's God. He can do easily such things like that. And of course, his mother was amazed, and he told her, now you can take these waters and bathe and drink this holy water like that. And she offered prayers both to the waters and to her son like that. Okay? Ah. Hare Krishna, Shri Advaita Acharya ki jai. Yeah. Okay, another one. Last one. His father, Kudvera, was a priest of the local king. So once the king made a festival, Kali Puja, and everybody came, big festival, and everybody comes and offer obeisances to Mother Durga, Kali, and then comes Kamalaksha, and he doesn't offer obeisances. What is that? The king, you know, hey, why is this? How is it your son doesn't offer obeisances to Devi? And the father could bear, hey, my son, what's going on? Huh? Rebuke him. And he told Kamalaksha, well, it's, Devi, demigods, it's bewildering to everybody. If there is many gods, you need just one, a good one, a supreme one, and then everybody is clear at least, But otherwise, some worship him, some worship her, and nobody knows exactly what's going on. What? What are you saying? Everybody is, no, Mother Kali, Doga, she's in charge of this universe, and she's blessing those who worship her, she gives liberation and everything like that. And if you don't, what are you saying? No, it is said in the scriptures, just like by watering the root of a tree, all parts of the tree are nourished like that, no need to water different parts like that. So we should just worship the one Supreme Lord and have our mind fixed up on this Supreme goal. Wonderful. And all blessings, all different kinds of blessing will come through that. Don't worry, this and that, like that. And actually, how can a servant of the Lord, be happy about sacrificing poor animals? Or really, Vera starts, what? You're insulting Devi now? No, she's a servant, but if there is a more easy way to please the Supreme Lord than to do this animal janja, why not? Anyway, Kamalaksha saw that it was going a little too far for his father and the king like that, everybody was, So he, he offered the obeisances to Mother Durga Kali. And then, to the amazement of everybody, the deity broke to pieces. Wow. Mother Kali was very, very embarrassed to stand in front of the Lord offering her his obeisances. So she just like that. And Kamalaksha just walked away, and everybody was never said anything again against him, against him. Okay, Hare Krishna. Vaishnavira Guruteno Jagateraya Duinam Niranela Advaita Acharya. Oh. So Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami now is describing also many associates of the Lord, direct associates of the Lord, have given us accounts of the Lord and his associates, and of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, and there's many are given. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Lochan Das Thakur, Vrindavan Das Thakur, Murali Gupta. They all gave written testimonies of what was going on at this time. So this is from recognized by all great Vaishnavas, the most authoritative account of this period of Chaitanya Lila. Yes, and Mahavishnuram Shadvaita Gunadam Ishvarya Vedate Advaita Purnanam Shri Advaita, with a reservoir of virtues, is the main limb of Mahavishnu. His full name is Advaita, for he is identical in all respects with that Lord. Purveyeche Kaila Sava Vishvera Srijan Avatari Kaila Ebe Bhakti Pravartam. As he had formerly created all the universes, now he descended to introduce the path of Bhakti. Jiv Nistalila Krishna Bhakti Kalidam Gita Bhagavate Kaila Bhakti Ravyakyam. He delivered all living beings by offering the gift of Krishna Bhakti. He explained Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam in the light of devotional service. Yeah, he explained Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam during the day because he heard, once he was worshipping the Lord by offering this, Acharya. Oh, he went to the Gandaki River, Advaita Acharya, and there he got a Shila, Shalagram Shila, that were there from them. He found one with a chakra on it, and that's a Shila to whom he was offering prayers when he called Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu like that. So one day he was offering prayers and incense and flowers, calling the prayers to the Lord, and the flowers starts moving against the flow of the Ganga. Oh, so he was surprised and he said, oh, something special. And the flowers went against the flow and flow and reached Navadvip. And then he saw, oh, that's where the Lord, my Lord, will appear. And therefore he moved to Navadvip. And he opened a school there because he was a teacher, Acharya. And all the Vaishnav, all the pious Brahmins and learned scholars of this period, they all came to his school. And during the day he was discussing, glorifying Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam in the light of bhakti, devotion. And in the evening, he was chanting Hare Krishna in ecstasy with Haridas Thakur. Okay, so that's a verse, and it's a little purport from Srila Prabhupada. Although Sri Advaita Prabhu is an incarnation of Vishnu for the welfare of the conditioned souls, he manifested himself as a servitor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And throughout all his activities, he showed himself to be an eternal servitor. Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda also manifested the same principle, although they also belong to the category of Vishnu. If Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, and Advaita Prabhu had exhibited their all-powerful Vishnu potencies within this material world, people would have become greater impersonalists, monists, self-worshippers than they had already become under the spell of this age. Therefore, the personality of Godhead and its different incarnations and forms plays the parts of devotees to instruct the conditioned souls how to approach the transcendental stage of devotional service. Advaita Acharya is specially intended to teach the conditioned souls about devotional service. The word Acharya means teacher. Special function of such a teacher is to make people Krishna conscious. A bona fide teacher following the footsteps of Advaita Acharya has no other business than to spread the principles of Krishna consciousness all over the world. The real qualification of an Acharya is that he presents himself as a servant of the Supreme. Such a bona fide Acharya can never support the demoniac activities of atheistic men who present themselves as God. It is the main business of an Acharya to defy such impostors posing as God before the innocent public. Yeah, that's powerful purport of powerful Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Bhakti Upadeshri Nutana Naikarya Taiva Namahila Advaita Acharya. Since he has no other occupation than to teach devotional service, his name is Advaita Acharya. Vaishnavera Guruteva Jagate Arya Duinam Milane Aila Advaita Acharya. He is the spiritual master of all devotees and is the most revered personality in this world. By a combination of these two names, his name is Advaita Acharya. Purport, short purport, Sri Advaita Acharya is the prime spiritual master of the Vaishnava. And he is worshipable by all Vaishnavas. Devotees and Vaishnavas must follow in the footsteps of Advaita Acharya, for by doing so, one can actually engage in the devotional service of the Lord. Yes, this concept of a servant, this is a main part of this chapter glorifying Advaita Acharya. You know, Chaitanya Radas, you know, I am the servant of Lord Chaitanya in ecstasy. He's so happy, so in ecstasy. I am the servant of Lord Chaitanya. I am the servant of Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Radas. I am the servant of Lord Chaitanya. And big part of this chapter describing Advaita Acharya speaks about this supreme state of consciousness of being a servant of the Lord. Chaitanya Goshanike Acharya Kare Prabhu Yama Panake Karinatan Radas Abhiman Shri Advaita Acharya considers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu his master, and he thinks of himself as a servant of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Also, to maintain the proper etiquette for the principle of religion, Lord Chaitanya bows down at his lotus feet with reverential prayers and devotion. Prabhupada quotes different scriptures to show how being a servant is actually the secret revealed by all scriptures, the ultimate secret, becoming a servant. Because this idea of a servant is not present neither, of course, in sense gratification, when one serves in order to get something for oneself, it's not real service, or neither into materialistic pious activities, when one serves not the object of the senses, but the provider, the Supreme, the Lord, the divine source, reality, in order to get also some promotion to some higher way of life. Neither it is there in the contamination of knowledge for itself through desire for liberation from all problems, from samsara, birth and death, and sinful activities, consequences like that. No, there's nothing like solitude there. No, it's all self-interest, selfish interest. Yes, and therefore it doesn't work eternally. It's all temporary results. Those who feel that they are reached something valuable without being a servant of the Supreme Lord in his personal form, Aruya Krishna Paramparam Tata, it's incomplete liberation, incomplete achievement, and therefore they must come down to this life of illusory activities of the conscious soul with concomitant sinful activities. Sinful means something which is not meant for the pleasure of the Master, of the Lord, separated from him, not desired by our Lord, independent acting. So whatever it is, so-called nice, pious or impious, that produce sinful consequences, karma. And Advaita Acharya is strongly showing as being God himself, Creator, the Father, that even him, he supremely enjoys his position of servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, lower of his devotees. So there is quotes like that by Prabhupada. Brahmanando Bhavedesha Chetparalda Gunikrita Naiti Bhakti Sukham Bodhe Paramanudulamapi, from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. If multiplied billions of times, the transcendental pleasure derived from impersonal Brahman realization still could not compare to even an atomic portion of the ocean of bhakti or transcendental service. And so on, many different other quotes, Bharata Dipika, so takes pleasure in transcendental topics of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that's the service, who take pleasure in hearing about Krishna, in chanting about Krishna, remembering, worshipping. Those who take this pleasure, that's their service. And then the four progressive realizations, dharma, moksha, dharma, religiosity, economic development, self-gratification, liberation, all combined together cannot compare any more than a straw to the happiness derived from hearing about these transcendental activities of the Lord. Yeah. Varam, oh, there's a quote, of course, of the chanting of, we all know, Damodar Ashtakam. Varam deva moksham namokshadiva mokshadam dineham vareshadapiva idam teva punata gopala varam sadame manasya virastam kimanye. Dear Lord, always remembering your childhood pastimes at Vrindavan is better for us than aspiring to merge into the impersonal Brahman. During your childhood pastimes, you liberated the two sons of Kuvera and made them great devotees of your Lordship. Similarly, I wish that instead of giving me liberation, you may award me such devotion to you. Hanuman. Bhavandachiditasye shpriyayamina muktaye bhavan prabhu aham dasa iti atra vilupyate. I don't wish to take liberation or to merge in Brahman effulgence, where the conception of being a servant of the Lord is completely lost. Narada Panchatra. I don't want any one of the four desirable stations, liberation. I simply want to engage as a servant at the lotus feet of the Lord. King Kulashika also. Anyway. So Advaita Acharya say Abhiman Sukhe Apana Pasar Krishna Dasa Ojive Upadesh Kare. Advaita Acharya forgets himself in the joy of that conception and teaches all living entities, you are servants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna Das Abhimaneye Ananda Sindhu Koti Brahma Sukhanaye Tara Ekas Bindu. Ananda Sindhu, an ocean, Sindhu, Ananda, Kevala Ananda Kanda. What's the song? Parama Karuna Paodvijana. Kevala Ananda Kanda. And those two persons, they give us only a joyful process. Anyway, here it is said, Ananda Sindhu, an ocean of bliss, and Ekabindu, one drop. The conception of servitude to Sri Krishna generates such an ocean of joy, Ananda Sindhu, in the soul, that even the joy of a oneness with Absolute, if multiplied 10 million times, could not compare to Ekabindu, a drop of it. Muni Etyet Chaitanya Das, Alanityananda Das Bhava Samamae Anyatrananda. Advaita Acharya says, Nityananda and I are servants of Lord Chaitanya. Nowhere else is there such a joy as that which is tasted in this emotion of servitude. The most beloved goddess of fortune resides on the chest of Sri Krishna, yet she too, earnestly praying, begs for the joy of service at his feet. All the associates of Lord Krishna, such as Brahma, Shiva, Narada, Shuka, Sanatan, are very much pleased in this sentiment of servitude. Shiva, Srivas, Haridas, Ramdas, Gadadhar, Murari, Mukunda, Chandrasekhar, and Vrakeshwar are all glorious, are all learned scholars. But the sentiment of servitude to Lord Chaitanya makes them mad in ecstasy. Thus they dance, sing, laugh like madmen, and they instruct everyone, just be loving servants of Lord Chaitanya. Sri Advaita Acharya thinks, Lord Chaitanya considers me his spiritual master, yet I feel myself to be only his servant. And then comes many quotes of how the inhabitants of Vrindavan. They wanted only the pleasure of Krishna, being his servant, the Gopas, the Gopis, the helpers, Srimati Radharani. Everybody is just, not to speak of others, even Lord Baladev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is full of emotions like pure friendship and partner love in service to Lord Krishna. All the emotions, whether those of father, mother, teacher, friends, are full of sentiments of being a servant. That's the nature of love of Krishna. That's the nature of love of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This love is full with the sentiment of being a servant. Of course, we learn that, they forget that he's God, and they jump on his shoulders, the little cowboys, and do this and play with him, and the gopis, they rebuke their beloved Krishna, this and that, and Nanda and Yashoda, they are afraid of poor little boy, who will have problems if we don't take care of him, like that. But all this is always full of sentiment being a servant of Krishna. So this feeling of being a servant, that what we can pray to Advaita Acharya today especially, to reawaken in us this feeling of being a servant. Why? Because Lord Chaitanya, Nityananda, Advaita, they are very kind. They are very extremely kind. They gave us a process with no austerity for the ego. No, just chant, dance, take prasad. Okay, no problem. But the goal is to take us very kindly, because we are very, big ego. Serve me. Sarvadhamam parichaja, mamekam. So, take us very, imperceptibly into becoming a servant, because this is the highest ecstasy for Lord Balaram, for Srimati Radharani, for Nanda Maharaj, for Lord Chaitanya, for Advaita Acharya, for all the real devotees, for all the Amsa, all the emanations of the Lord. Ultimately, the highest secret is to develop this feeling of serving, giving pleasure, contributing to the sense pleasure, transcendental sense pleasure of Lord Krishna. So this feeling of being a servant, of course, is contradictory to sense gratification and in Kali Yuga. But this chapter about the glories of Advaita Acharya is stressing that through him, that becoming a servant, not of anybody and anybody, but of the Lord, of Krishna. That's the highest and natural ecstasy of the soul. Yeah. Therefore, serving is nice. Serving is important. And to have a service is a great mercy, to receive some service. Yes. Especially in this movement, because it's a nice service, like Vishnu was saying. It's to see these unbearable sufferings of the living entities in this Kali Yuga cannot be tolerated by one who has some feelings, and especially when one has not only feelings about the suffering, but feelings about the happiness that they don't know, positive aspect. So, what is the happiness that they don't know? Being a servant of Krishna, practical servant of Krishna. What practical service can we do? Where are we? to serve him. Of course, he manifests himself as a deity, as a holy name, as a prasad, Charanamrita, his devotees, like that. But here, as he said, all these emotions that we may feel while being engaged in devotional service, practicing like this, whatever it is, father, mother, teacher, friend, pujari, book distributor, pot washer, wood cutter, whatever, these they are meant to develop so that we become full of sentiments of being a servant. Yeah, I am a servant of Krishna. That means when I practice devotional service, of course, if I am supposed to have this feeling I am a servant, that means I must serving who? Krishna. I must be Krishna conscious, of course. Like Prabhupada said here, Manmana Bhavamat Bhakta. That's very not difficult to think of Krishna, and if you think of Krishna, it means you are a servant. You know, Prabhupada said here. Of course. You know, automatically you are a devotee, you are a servant. Otherwise you think of so many other things. So thinking of Krishna and serving Krishna, that goes along together. Cannot be. You know. So being Krishna conscious, practicing devotional service, being Hare Krishna, that means developing this consciousness. I'm a servant of Lord Krishna. And this was Advaita Acharya's mood, and he displayed it constantly. Although Lord Chaitanya was behaving like his servant, because Advaita Acharya was elder to him, he was a disciple of Madhavendra Puri, so he considered him as his same level as his spiritual master. Oh, this story, I can finish with a little story. Madhavendra Puri, well, not a little story, you know, it's how Madan Mohan or Madan Gopal deity. You know. Advaita Acharya, he was engaged in a service in Vrindavan, and he had a dream. And in the dream, a beautiful boy appeared to him and told him, oh, because of fear of the rocks, I was hidden on near the Jamuna, on the Dvataya Ditya Tila, the hill. It's called like that, you know, where's the temple of Madan Mohan in Vrindavan. So please go and take me there, out of there. So Advaita Acharya, he walked and he called all the people, they come with me with shovel and with that, and with great endeavors they dig and they found the deity of Madan Mohan. Oh, and then Advaita had a little hut, grass hut built, and they bathed him and installed him and worshipped him, and he gave the worship to one nice Brahmana there who worshipped him like that. And then, oh, dream. Another divine dream. The second one is three dreams. The second one was for, Advaita again, he dreamed. The deity told him, oh, this Mlecha, they are coming. I went away. I went away from the temple. I am hidden under the flowers there. And please go and pick me up. So next morning, Advaita goes there. And under the flower, he finds a boy there. Oh, a boy? Yeah, a little coward boy. That was Madan Mohan. Therefore, since that time, he called him Madan Gopal. But he did not say that to everybody like that. So he told the pujari, hey, go under the bush of flowers, you know, his deity is there. Because the pujari is completely distressed, distressed, pain. Deity disappear, what happened? And then he's there, does the flowers, to go, he's there. Okay, bring him back, And then the third one, third dream. Yes, third dream. Oh, I am afraid of this Yavana again coming always. Krishna is, it's strange, he's always fearful. Running away from Mother Yashoda. So, please take me away from this place and give me to Chobe, this nice Mathura Brahmana. Chobe was his name. So, I don't want. Yes. Don't worry. I am subordinate forever to you, to your love. Don't worry. Take me to him. And next day, because Chobe had a dream, in which he said, go and take me, go and see Advaita, in Advaita Vat, in Vrindavan. Go and take me and please take care of me now, as your child. And Chobe went, and he said, here I am, I'm supposed to get Madan Gopal. And okay, all right, please take care of him. And this same deity, of course, Sanatana Goswami received the blessing of taking care of this deity later, also, Madan Mohan. But, we surrender to Krishna, but we are allowed to have some feelings sometimes, I want me to take me away this, and yeah. So Madan Gopal told him, don't worry, I am forever surrendered to your love, and I will stay always with you. Just go to Nikunjavan. Oh, yes. And there in Nikunjavan, there is this beautiful painting. A painting? Yes. It's a painting which has been kept there, and it has been done by Vishaka in her time, 5,000 years ago. It has been done by Vishaka, and you take this painting with you, and you go to Navadvip, and you worship me there. And there they go. Advaita Acharya receives this painting of Lord Krishna, a beautiful painting which he said that Srimati Radharani was very much enchanted by this painting. And by the way, this Madan Gopal deity was a deity worshipped by Kubja. So, so many stories. Sometimes I also give stories. So he goes to Navadvip with his painting to Shantipo, and he worshipped like that, Krishna, this painting. And then Madhavendra Puri, spiritual master, arrived. He already met him in Udupi. Advaita Acharya had gone to do pilgrimage when he was younger, and he went to everywhere. He went to Udupi, and there was Madhavendra Puri. He was like a personified Kalpavrikshatri, Madhavendra Puri. And he gave him the teachings of the Veda and everything, he became his student. And then Madhavendra Puri arrived in Shantipo, and Advaita Acharya offered Dandavat, like a road, in front of Madhavendra Puri, who arrived chanting, with tears in his eyes, and love, and rolling on the ground always, and emotional servitude like that, full of ecstatic, blissful feelings of being a servant of Krishna, Radha Krishna especially. And then he says to Advaita, I will give you a very easy way to develop love for Radha Krishna. There was only Krishna. And we know that these feelings of prema for Radha, between Radha and Krishna came through Madhavendra Puri, not before him. So yes, I will give you an easy way to develop love for Radha and Krishna. You will have to paint Srimati Radharani, and you can worship them together, Krishna and Radharani. And that's what Advaita Acharya did. And then Madhavendra Puri, he performed Abhishek and worship himself and Sankirtan to these form deities, and then I don't know. I think Charles knows something about that, but that's another story. He knows what's going on about the painting in Chantipo. Yes, okay, that was another beautiful, loving story of how God came to become a servant of his original form of Krishna, not only Krishna, but Lord Chaitanya. Krishna is enchanted by the love of his devotees. He wants to taste this servitorship mentality, Krishna himself. He wants to taste that. And we refuse to be servants. But Krishna himself, he wants to be a servant. You know, he calls out Chaitanya. And Nityananda Prabhu Balaram, he wants also to like. And Advaita Acharya, he doesn't want to be offered obeisances by Lord Chaitanya. No, I am your servant, please. You know, sir, no, I am your servant, please. Deal with me as a servant. No, you are not my master. No, you see, I am preaching impersonalism. You know. Yes, Jnana is a real thing, you know. You see, Lord Chaitanya? Jnana is a real thing, you know. And if you are a good scholar, you will receive little things like bhakti, this and that, and you will reach liberation. That's a real thing. You hear? What do you do? Lord Chaitanya, he jumped on Advaita Acharya, his student. Finally, his servant. Oh, my servant is doing something bad, he's preaching something wrong, impersonal. So he took Advaita Acharya in